We see the road in the parable connecting Jericho to Jerusalem. But there is something we have to check out, you guys. And basically, it's roughly midway between Jericho and Jerusalem on the Jericho Road. Today, we find an awesome museum, the Inn of the Good Samaritan. It was probably built to commemorate, not probably built, it was built to commemorate the parable of the Good Samaritan. The question is, but why here? Why this location? Once again, we're dealing with archaeology. And it so happens that archaeologists found that a Crusader fortress was built right here in this area to guard the Jericho road, the trade route. The ruins of that Crusader castle are found just to the north and a little bit east of the present location of the Good Samaritan Museum. But other ruins were found as well, ruins from Jesus' day. It so happens that archaeology proves that Herod built a palace here in this location, just north and west of the present location of the Inn of the Good Samaritan. It became Herod's rest stop when he was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho, going down to Jericho, obviously, to enjoy the warm temperatures during the winter season in Jerusalem. Now, he died in 4 BC, and it is likely that his palace becomes a fortress for Roman soldiers to guard the road due to the fact that there were just so much violence on the road from travelers being robbed and beaten and killed on the road. The ascent of blood. So this is probably Herod's palace. This is probably the inn of the parable.
Again, here's more of the ruins of the fortress palace of Herod that would have been guarding the Jericho road. Where was the Jericho road? Very interesting question. As I pan over here, we're above Highway 1, which is below us, and it's pretty clear that Highway 1, in terms of the construction, you can see the museum called the Inn of the Good Samaritan, but you can see behind the museum that they cut into the rock, and so that hill and Highway 1 would have been below the hill, and that hill would have slowly made an ascent up to this hill that you see coming up on the left side, which certainly was cut down by engineers. And so is it possible that the Jericho road was really on top of Highway 1, maybe 40, 50 feet up as it went up this way? Is it over here, or is it maybe on the other side? We don't know. But this is the area. So whether the Jericho road was down there or off to our left, this is amazing because we have the archaeology of this area giving us that aspect of the real picture of the parable of the Good Samaritan.
What does geography show us? Jesus was, teaching a story, but it's not a fantasy story, not a make-up location. It was using a location that indeed everybody knew, and perhaps many of them had actually been there. So it was based upon real places, real issues, real things that they were dealing with then. Once we reconnect to that, you guys, once we reconnect to what they saw, what they heard, and what they understood, our understanding will become enhanced. And what does the parable teach us? To love our neighbor as ourselves. And who's our neighbor? Everyone. I'll see you in the next video, 19 of 5 Small Stones.